The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Beardless Tony V.
Beardless.
Oh, it already started.
We got the countdown.
That was supposed to be when we go off the rails.
To bring it back, not to
4
open up
seconds,
with.
yeah.
This is when I want to talk, everybody.
I thought it was 50 minutes of the
Wow.
show. Remember our radio show we used to make you do it?
We had to raise our hand, and
Yeah, but
nobody
then it just
listened.
became people
Everyone
raising their
listened.
hand and
Yeah.
started talking.
And then everyone screaming.
Right.
We have Mike Comerford here today.
Oh, he's
We
nice.
actually
Here
have-
I am.
We actually
Yes.
have a
Thank
professional
you.
here today.
What's he do?
He owns a mortgage company.
No.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's the
Do that.
guy.
Sure do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. So you just got a barrel of money sitting
He's
in
got
an
a barrel
hour.
of
Oh,
money.
so much money. We just want to give it all out.
He owns
Give me a
ton of-
call. We'll give you as
he has
much
a ton
money
of
as you need.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to
Give me
afford
his-
those
give me his
pants unless he had a ton
I
of
know,
money.
these are some pretty fancy pants.
Yeah.
Fancy pants.
Mr. Jonathan was eyeing your pants and very jealous.
That's what they call him. Fancy pants Mike.
They do.
Yeah.
They
I
do.
think I wore a pair of pants like that, and Mr. Jonathan was actually eyeing them. Remember, he's like, I would even love those pants.
Pants, sure.
It wasn't the pants he was eyeing.
Oh,
but
maybe.
Oh,
with,
hey.
with either one of you, I'll tell you that.
Oh, all right. All right. long as someone's looking, right?
We're very
Yes.
open-minded around here at the
Well,
Real Estate
yeah.
House Party, apparently.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're very inclusive.
And I heard we got a little bit crazy last week with your friend Lenny Clark.
Yeah,
Yeah, you never
my
knew-
friend all of a sudden.
Because he was
never
bad.
knew- you
If he was
never-
good, he was our friend.
You never knew what was coming out
No,
of his mouth next.
No.
Listen,
and
that's
so
the
that's
beauty.
that's the chance you take,
One of the
right?
funniest things I ever saw in my life was Lenny used to host his own a ski tournament for the Jimmy Fund or
Yep.
Yeah.
one of the
Yep.
things. And one year they decided to make it an all-inclusive thing so families could come to the show.
Ooh, okay.
And the funniest thing I ever saw was Lenny trying to work squeaky clean.
Yeah.
It was it was just
Undoable?
Yeah, you could see
That's almost like
smoke.
frustration
Yeah, you could
coming
see
out of
smoke
his-
coming out of his ears, and he was trying.
How long did it last?
He did it.
No, he has to do
yeah,
it with
he
the
had it. It
family.
was,
Yeah.
and it's his name's on it.
Yeah, so
Right.
we should have told him that this was a
Family show.
Yeah, family friendly.
But there's no families actually here, so we probably
No.
would have
I know,
derailed
no,
No,
it.
we got
yeah.
a huge studio audience today. Ed, I think I see Ed in the.
Yeah.
He had the F
We've
word
got Ed.
going every
Chuck
other
Shaw.
one.
I
Yeah.
heard Chuck Shaw's in the audience somewhere.
Chuck and I.
Chuck, if you can see us all, give us a wave. There you are.
Chuck.
Chuck
thank
and
you.
I just came from visiting our buddy Tumbling Jack Walsh.
Yeah, who took a tumble,
who
right?
took a tumble,
Yeah.
and he's in rehab.
Okay.
Can you
doing-
explain to
doing
Mike
well.
and Kathy why he's called Tumbling Jack
Yeah,
Walsh?
because one night we were doing a show at the.
You never want to screw up in front of a bunch of
yeah.
comedians,
Right.
but
we
go
were,
ahead.
We were doing a show at a theater in Manchester, New Hampshire, with our buddy Jim Roach and Jimmy Dunn and Lenny and myself. And Jack actually, there was about a 2-inch difference in the stage from the back of the stage to the front of the stage, and he literally fell on stage.
Oh, no way.
And from
In front
that
of everybody?
second on, and in front of the audience, in front of us, and from that second on, he was known as Tumbling Jack Wall.
Tumbling Jack.
Yeah.
Only one worse, and we won't
Yeah.
tell the story today, was Kenny Rogers in front of 30 comedians.
I think you've already told
yeah.
that story
I
a million times.
Jeez.
Rick doesn't remember.
I'm
I
glad
remember.
I'm back to keep things on the.
Should we
on
ask
the up
any
and
of your
up.
questions?
You can ask. I wrote questions.
I
last
know.
week, but
We didn't get to them. Why? Why is Kathy working more than you now?
Yeah.
No, those aren't his questions.
It is. Am I right or not?
I would
Let's
like to get
focus
to
on Mike.
talk to Mike.
All
Yeah,
right.
sure.
Why,
What do you-
why don't
what
you
do we
have
got?
a conversation? Me and Tony are talking
Okay.
down here. Mike,
Perfect.
Rick
We'll
doesn't,
do our thing. You do yours.
Rick doesn't know the difference between a mortgage company and a bank.
Oh, my God.
is
Yeah,
there
he
a
does,
difference?
Yeah, I know.
but that was his
I know.
question.
I give softball
course.
questions.
Yeah, he
also.
throws.
I gave
Yeah.
her a softball question last week that she didn't answer. Lenny Clark had to answer. That was so embarrassing. Here's my lead paralegal of 30 years.
Who
and
knows
Lenny,
everything?
Who knows everything.
The backbone of
Backbone of
Carter Law.
Carter Law Office, and
Yeah.
Lenny Clark has to chime in
Oh,
to
goodness.
say what a title order
It was
is.
a really hard question.
It was a wicked hard question. You only do it 42 times a day.
Right.
So let's talk to Mike, see how so you have your own company for
Have my
about
own company.
last 3 or 4 premium mortgage lending.
Premier
right?
Mortgage Lending right here in Salem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where are you
it's
in
awesome.
Salem?
Right off of exit 2.
Oh, good.
Right on 97.
Oh, yeah. Are we
Corner of
in the
97, Manor Parkway.
No, we're right on Main Street.
We're right in the corner, like right behind the bank there on the corner. Do you know where like the bank?
Santander Bank is?
Oh, yeah.
Right
We're
across from
right
that.
across the street.
Yeah,
Yep. I'm on the other side of 93. So over by
Yeah.
Stiles Road area.
Oh, yeah.
Right over
Okay.
there.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Great. Well, come
Yeah.
visit.
It's Premier Mortgage Lending. It's awesome. We've got 18 of us over there now.
Nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
on your way to Canopy Lake, you stop in, dip into the
Yeah.
There we
barrel of
go.
money.
There you go. Come get some money. Go on the rides. You'll be good to go.
We can do happy
That's a
hours
day.
at Tuscan Kitchen.
Or in my office.
Oh, okay.
I like that. And you,
All right.
and you travel with your own social media guy.
Absolutely.
That's
Got
very impressive.
Ed Whitehouse. Ed Whitehouse.
Ed Whitehouse. We've heard all about Ed
That's
Whitehouse and his
awesome.
father.
And his father, George. No, I mean, Eddie's been awesome for the company. He promotes everything.
So what do you do for social media as a mortgage banker? I'm curious because I'm going to be interviewing Ed right after this. We want to hire
No, it's a
him.
good question, right?
Yeah.
We don't. My whole thing is we don't want to go on there and talk about the same stuff that everyone else is talking about. Interest rates, loan
Yeah,
programs.
yeah.
Mike,
That shit's boring.
Mike,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mike, trust me, we don't.
Yeah. No,
See
it's like
these
that.
notes?
That's not anything that anyone's really interested in. You know,
Right,
we want
yeah.
to tell people how we can help them out.
Yeah.
You know, talk to them about how we've helped others out, so that
Yep.
people can say, all right, well, they did this, that, and the other thing for these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they can do the same for us.
So how do you get the word out on social? Do you use Instagram?
We
or-
use Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
They
All
just,
of it.
Yeah, they just
Use
sit
everything.
there in a rocking chair in front of a big barrel of money and go, "We got money."
Yeah.
And then people just flock to the place.
Yeah. No, I
You might want to have
wish we
Tony
did.
in charge of your marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We, you
right, good
want
point.
money? We got it.
Right?
Actually, Tony's really good for us.
He's very good
Yeah,
for us.
he's put us on the map, right?
He's always
yeah, yeah.
obviously put us on the map.
Yeah, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Because
yeah.
like you have the comedian Tony
This-
V on your podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, yeah, and he's like, they're like, does he do real estate? We're like, no.
No.
Then why
We
is
don't
he
do
on the
comedy,
show?
and he doesn't do real
Right.
estate. That's why it works nicely.
Just needed a turd in the punch bowl.
Except you've evolved.
I have evolved.
Yeah.
I've learned a
Yeah.
lot.
People
from
always
being
ask me
on
the
show.
time now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
and they
Tony's
say we
a
want
real-
Tony to review the purchase and sale agreement.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
things now.
Yeah, he
Mike-
knows things.
Mike
But
Clark
it's because
always
he's
sends me his-
interesting. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why you get attention, because he's interesting. It's fun.
Yeah.
and he
know?
always comes out with
Maybe
a
that's-
zinger.
And maybe it's because
Right?
he has his shirt off during the podcast.
Well, he
once in a
took his
while.
shirt off a couple weeks ago.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, you pointed out that my shirt was on inside
I
out.
know.
think she
and
meant
the
to turn
minute-
the shirt around, not to take it off for the show.
No, the
I can't believe it when the
minute-
rest of you guys did
The
it
minute
too.
I said it, I knew that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, they go, oh, why'd I open my
I
mouth?
said, Tony, your shirt's inside out. He's like, oh. And he literally takes
Just
his
took it
shirt
right
off.
off.
Listen, you know what they say? If you don't want the answer, don't ask the question.
You're right. You're right.
We're going to get back to you because you've been in a movie, but we got to
Yeah.
talk to our social media guy.
Of course.
What
All right.
else do you do? So on Facebook, how do you promote yourself on Facebook as a mortgage company?
Yeah, essentially, it's just talking about as a mortgage company, we put everything out there of what the company's done, because we've got 10 other loan officers too.
Yeah.
So about all the closings they've done, all the companies we've worked with, as far as we do a lot with, like you talked about doing some classes earlier.
Yeah.
We'll do a lot of continuing education
Oh, you do?
classes.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
The other thing we've been doing now with Ed that we just talked about a minute ago is he's a videographer, right? So he'll go out and he'll shoot these promotional videos for realtors, not only just about themselves, but also their listings.
Nice.
So, and it's, complimentary to them.
Yeah.
Right, they
something
come
that
and use
they'd
you,
have to spend
right?
$1,000 to go out
Right.
and hire someone to do this.
Yeah.
Well, I've got Ed, full-time guy that comes out and does it for him. You know what I mean? So just
So he
adding a
does-
little bit
he
more
does that-
value.
He does that as
Is that your
freebie?
full-time job, Ed? Okay.
He
So
does
you're a marketing guy.
Yeah, for,
Okay.
for us, he's full-time marketing.
So he does a freebie for some companies when he does that, right?
yeah, for all the agents.
Carter Larfa should be showcased on one of those
You
videos.
absolutely can be. You know what I mean? In some of the
It's
videos.
Let us know so we can get dressed up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one more layer of customer service.
That's it.
There you go.
Well, everyone
given a
always
little bit more
tells
value.
us you
Yeah.
should get out on Facebook more. You should be on Instagram. You should be doing this. It is a full-time job, right, Ed?
It is.
And I said we could barely get we can get the loan done, but
Right.
that's our main focus is getting the loan done and getting it recorded and getting it all funded. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's hard to take your eye off the ball to market
Well,
ourselves.
that's why I hired Ed, because I can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm doing
You're too
20,
busy.
20, 30 loans a month myself. Then I've got all the other loan officers that are doing another 40, 50.
Yeah.
That's what I'm good at. I'm good doing the loans.
Me
you know what I mean?
too.
Putting all that together.
Yeah.
But we needed that. We need that exposure out there.
Right,
And
right.
Eddie's fantastic at
Yeah.
doing all
Tony's
that.
good at it.
I'm not good at it
No, you are good at it.
because I'm old.
No, you're
Like, I
good
don't
at
know
it.
how to do things.
I know what you have going on
Right.
all the time because I see you
You're
on
the only one I
Facebook.
ever see.
Yeah, well, I put it out there, but you
Yeah.
know, my problem is getting it to the next level.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you know, like I
Right.
get like, you know, my top end is like 1,000, 1,100 views on something
pretty
I'll
good.
do.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'm
yeah.
usually in the 200 to 300, 400 or something like that. And you know, you want to get to the next level.
But you do a
Just
lot
'cause
of
I'm old.
advertising too. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to be at
I'll be at this
Giggles on
giggle.
Friday
Yeah, yeah,
night,
yeah.
and I'll be in
That's-
Manchester,
yeah.
New Hampshire on
Yeah, and I
Saturday
try to
night.
make it
and,
humorous
And
or
so I
some
kind of
little
know
thing.
where you.
Now,
you
as soon
are.
as I
can
get that
follow you.
message, I'm about to hit like, and it says, "All right, you and 326 other people like this." And there, I just got this a second ago.
Right.
How do these other 326
He has
people?
stalkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have regulars.
Yeah.
Oh, you have regulars.
I'm sure we all have
I
stalkers.
like what you're doing in
right?
October.
Yeah.
Some of it too, though, right? If those posts, if you're putting them out and you're getting 400 or 500 views, if
Yeah.
it's like a video, you can boost those things for
Right,
short
for
money.
10
Yeah.
Like
So
I've done
$10.
some where we've gotten 15,000 views in 2 or 3
Yeah.
days, and I spent like $300.
And then
You know
once
what I
in a
mean?
while, and then if somebody shares that, you get all their viewers
Right.
as well. and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
So you don't know the exact reach.
Yeah.
So
But
do
it-
you mention each, some of your buyers? Do you put those on Facebook? Do
Some
they,
of
do
them.
they like that or?
Yeah, I mean, I always ask them before
Right,
we do
right,
it.
right.
I mean, like if we're at a closing and we take a picture or something like that. But
Yep, yep.
I mean, not all the time. It would
Yeah.
be
But
it would
it-
be impossible to do it all the
No,
time.
I know.
But it looks good to see Cadillac office or Premier
Yeah, no
doing
doubt.
a closing on a Friday morning, and then they turn around, they do their second one, and then their third one, and then someone says, "Wow, Cadillac office is very busy." Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what it does is it just gets your
and work begets work.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I think especially for you guys because I mean. I can't be at every single closing. It's
Right.
impossible.
We
But you
have
are.
to
You
be.
are at the closing, right?
Yep,
So if
yep.
you did something like that, again, and then it's with every realtor that you're with, every
Yeah,
loan officer, right?
yeah.
So then by you putting that out there, you're helping to boost them and promote them
Yeah.
as well, and that's what people love.
Yeah.
We're no
Yeah.
longer going to the closings. Tony V's going to be
I
doing
go.
the
He's gonna be doing
closings.
it. He's gonna be doing it from now on.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would make it fun. People like that.
Kathy, you don't
Well,
think
you know-
he's
Yeah,
ready
he could
for it
just
now?
say, you know
Do-
what, do the stamp, right? Yep.
And you put little stickies where people are supposed to sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
yeah.
And I go sign
just
there,
point.
sign there,
Yeah.
sign there.
And don't ask any questions.
No question.
Don't
You-
put your pen down.
No,
Don't
keep
put
going.
your pen down.
Keep
Right?
the pen. We
Yeah.
can keep the pen.
Yep.
You're good at that.
You know, we see it. I see it in my business too. Like, you know, there are clubs in comedians filling clubs, you know,
yeah.
just from social media.
Yeah.
They have
Absolutely.
no presence anywhere
Right,
else.
right,
They've
absolutely.
never been on TV.
Right.
Never had a big, you know, score on any
Right,
level.
right.
But they have so many followers on you know, the social media
Yep.
that they're filling clubs.
Well, listen, the social media is, I mean, do you guys ever look at your phone and say your screen time today was like
Oh, man,
3
it's
hours and
depressing.
20 minutes? You're like,
Oh, no, you
I
can
just
do that?
spent 300
Oh, I don't
3
wanna know.
hours.
No, it
and-
like tells me for every
Yeah.
Sunday. I think it pops
Yeah.
up and it's like your average this week was 3.5 hours. I'm like, that's gross.
That's a
and I don't have
That's
time
gross.
for anything.
You know, I got to put that thing down.
It doesn't tell you how long you played video poker, does it?
Well, if it's on your screen,
Yeah,
yes.
that's your screen time.
Oh,
But
my.
so the point is, people. That's what they're not even maybe not even watching TV anymore. They're on their phones.
Well, yeah.
And so like an author,
Yeah.
an unknown
But it's-
author
and
puts a
it's-
book up.
Right, right.
And before you know
Right.
it, all these people are buying her book,
Right,
book
yeah.
on Amazon,
Yeah.
and then
Yep.
now overnight sensation.
So what
from-
does Tony need for the next step?
Right. Well, the key now is: are you doing video or are you doing like
I'm
just making
mostly,
posts?
Mostly, you know, stills and posts, but some video. Like
Video is where it's at because even like
Yeah.
on Facebook and Instagram, there's like algorithms that
Yeah.
determine what's going to keep it at the top.
Oh, I see.
And they're trying to promote the shit out of
The
video.
video.
So it's like any
Right.
video you put on is going to stay at the top.
Yeah, right.
That's even like those videos I was saying we do for agents, right?
Right.
Yep.
When they post a listing, if it's got a 1-minute video on it, it stays at the top of Zillow the whole time.
Oh.
So like every media outlet's trying to promote the video.
Right.
So the more video you do,
You know,
the higher you'll be at the
and
top.
And I see that, you know, anecdotally, I see that we did this movie Sweeney Killing Sweeney, the Steve Sweeney
Yeah,
movie.
yep.
The producers called me and asked me to do a short video because it's coming out on, you know, Netflix
Nice.
or
Oh, is it?
Apple I, wherever you can
Yeah,
buy it
yeah.
on,
Yeah,
in the
In the
ether.
web.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I made, you know, it's like a 30-second video,
Yep.
you know, kidding around
Yep,
and stuff
yep.
like that. And within 3 days, it had 1,300
Yeah.
That's it.
views.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
pretty good.
which is like I say, the top end of it.
Did you
But it was
did you
just
play your
nothing.
broker role or did you play?
No, I was in the movie, and
Yeah.
we talked about the movie.
So you played Tony V.
I was just me. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. I didn't do my
Which is
character.
actually
I
very
didn't do it.
interesting too. So
right.
let's not minimize
So
that.
are you on Instagram?
Yes, my daughter Cecilia has got me. She goes, "That's where it is."
Well, right, because
You should
Facebook is
definitely do it.
Facebook. Here's how I got it figured now.
I know, you're right.
Facebook is for old people.
It is.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Twitter is if you have a short gag, and if you have some sort of a meme-like post or video, it goes to Instagram.
Right.
Yep.
But if you put it on Instagram, because Facebook owns Instagram now,
They
it
share
automatically goes to
Well,
Facebook.
there's a spot on
Yeah,
like
a little
your
button.
setting
Button,
that
yeah.
says that
Yeah.
to share to both.
Yeah.
And Google owns YouTube. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I think so. Yeah.
Right.
But but the social media, I mean, all kidding aside, is fantastic. Like that, like I'll be scrolling and I'll see they'll have a 3-minute movie clip from Die Hard. I'll go, oh, I haven't seen this.
Right.
And
Of course, well, that's what I mean.
and
It
it's
turns
great.
into an
Yeah,
overnight
yeah,
sensation
yeah.
the minute you start
Yeah.
liking things
Yeah.
and
So
whatnot.
we should have a minute clip of this podcast.
Yes,
And it'll
that's what
explode.
you need.
Can you have it with
That's
me?
all. That's all you need.
Me playing the cowbell.
No, but
We'll have it like this.
Right. But when I was doing the podcast with Jimmy Dunn, when we had the two Boston guys whack up a pie,
Yep.
and we learned that from our producer Ed Sullivan.
It's so I've
he's
heard
the
of him.
best.
Yeah, he's great, and we would put out just like it was even a still of the thing, but just like a minute clip of a gag or something
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
with the lines that says you're talking on it, and it would boost it 400, 500, 600 views.
Right, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
just from putting that
That Ed
minute out.
Sullivan's very smart.
He's very savvy.
We gotta get someone like that for our show
If
here.
only we had him to produce us.
Look at him over there.
All
But
right, so
what did
look
we
who's
need?
there.
What did we need?
You needed an equalizer. I know that.
No, didn't we need people to subscribe to?
Oh, we're going to talk about that.
Okay,
yes.
all right.
We need people to subscribe to our YouTube account.
Sure.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very easy.
Yeah, you just go on YouTube and Google a real estate house party with Tony V, right?
Right.
And
You'll get right there.
and then you hit
Yep.
subscribe,
Right.
and then it puts you in a different. I don't know what it does to us, but
And can't you like us? Can't you like us on Facebook Live too?
Sure.
Do all
Yep.
that.
yeah.
Just like
do
us.
it all.
For the love of God, we're lonely.
subscribe-
Like us. Why won't you like us?
So this is my job. This is my job when I
Yeah.
say. So Mike doesn't want to talk about interest rates because it's boring, right? And-
Yeah, I mean, when it
So-
comes to the rates, I mean, it is what it is. Everyone's
Right.
roughly the same.
So
That's the truth.
Do you
world.
say that your mortgage company thinks outside the box and finds products for almost anybody?
Well,
or-
I'll tell you where we're a little bit different than
Okay.
like you asked the question before about the difference between banks and a mortgage
yeah.
company.
And I thought that was a very good question, Kathy.
Yeah,
Thank
well,
you.
it goes even further than that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So we're a mortgage broker.
Yes.
Right? Which a lot of people don't even understand what the difference is between a mortgage
I do,
broker.
yeah.
Of course, you guys do.
Okay, I don't.
I was making sure he didn't think it was me.
Well, no. So many people
Don't
don't.
ask
They
what a
think a
title order
mortgage
is, though.
company is a mortgage company.
Right.
But as a broker, what I do is I work with a number of different wholesale lenders, right? And not all of them offer the same products. So if I've got someone who's trying to buy a $2 million house up on Winnipesaukee, 800 credit score, perfect loan, but this big jumbo, well, that's going to go to one lender to get
Right.
like the best rates, best programs. But then if I've got someone with a 580 credit score and they need some help and they're not a strong borrower,
Why is he
then
looking down
they
the
go
end
to
of
someone
us
else.
on the
You know
table
what I
for
mean?
that one?
So
So
you're-
I have the ability to
So
go
you're
to
not
different
looking,
lenders.
you're not just a conventional lender.
no way.
You have a million different places you could put someone to get the deal done.
Well, I mean, now that I've been doing it so long, I have it narrowed down to like 4 or 5
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
the best. But for every different type of product, I can go to a different lender,
Yeah.
And
which
what's
means
in
we can
it-
do everything.
What's in it for the lender that they would offer different product? You know what I mean? Why
Yep.
isn't it cookie cutter? Why isn't it all the same? What do they get out of it?
Well, the big thing is, right, so if you get the 580 credit score or the $2 million loan,
Right.
both of those are risky loans.
Right.
So not everybody's going to offer those loans. You have a million lenders in the middle. They're going to offer
Right.
the 300,000 conventional loan, 750 credit score. Like, that's simple, right? So these guys take the risk. You know what I mean? On those risky loans,
Yeah.
they take it and they're going to collect the interest on it because they're going to charge more.
Because they charge more,
Yeah,
but
they're going to
they're
charge
willing
more
to take
for a
that
premium
risk.
for some of those jumbos.
It's like playing craps.
Kind of is.
Yeah, you know,
It absolutely
you can
is.
bet the hard way or
Right.
the easy way, and your return is commensurate with
Absolutely.
the risk you
With your
want to
risk.
take.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I got today.
That's it. That's
See,
it.
I
Bingo.
told
He's
you.
got it.
I told you
So
he
you're
knows
saying-
about real estate.
I like to just boil things down
So
to
let
the
me boil it down
right?
even further. What you're saying is someone should come into Mike's office
Yes.
and literally roll the dice.
Right.
And
You
if you-
could. Maybe not the best move, but you could.
We're just saying it's an option.
Right? In front of that barrel of money.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mike then he rolls the dice on
Dice
that borrower
on that
to see if he
borrower.
wants
Right.
to.
Everyone's
to
rolling
pass
the
row.
dice.
So
Yeah.
that would speed up the application process.
Sure
nicely.
would. It would make my life a lot easier. But no, I mean, essentially what I do is when I meet with someone, I'll go over all their qualifications, right? Equity, income, credit. Those are the three driving
Yep.
factors.
Yep.
And determine what loan programs are best for them.
Yep.
And that'll determine what direction I'm going to go with the loan. But the thing is, like I said, with us, I've got the ability to say, okay, I can make sure I'm getting this guy the best possible product for their situation.
How about
Yeah.
if someone wants new construction? Do you have someone for that? Where
Yeah,
they-
absolutely. We can do construction loans.
how does a construction loan work?
Yeah, that's a very complicated question because it depends on. There's a number of different ways you can do it. You can buy the land
Right.
and do the
Yep.
construction.
Yep,
The
yep.
the builder can have the land and do the construction.
yep.
So it all depends on.
On their particular.
Yeah, on their particular scenario.
Yeah,
But in most
exactly.
cases, you need 20% down on a construction loan for the
Why?
most
Are you
part.
doing a new construction deal?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We building a house? But yeah, we can do them. We can do them.
How about a rehab loan? What's a rehab loan?
Yep, rehab loans. We do those too, like a 203K
yep.
or a home style renovation loan. Essentially, that allows someone to buy a house and get the additional funds they need to fix it up.
I don't think
Right.
brokers promote different programs as much. Like a listing broker who has as a fixer upper, as
Right.
we say.
Yeah.
Why don't they promote? All right, why don't you do a 203K loan or
A lot of people don't even know what
well,
a
that's what-
203K.
that's what I mean,
Like, so
yeah.
if the house is run down, or it needs $50,000 worth
Right.
of work, the lender is willing to give you
that, right.
Right.
50 extra
I
$1,000.
thought they had to wait for you to sober up. I thought that's what a rehab was. I am not giving you money while you're drinking.
Right?
You go away for 30 days, and we'll talk about your loan, mister.
so that's why it
in
takes
some
30
cases
days.
with these rehab loans, people end up in rehab after a lot of work.
It drives them
Right,
to
it
drink,
drives them
of
to
course.
rehab.
Yeah.
No, but they're great loans for the right situation.
Right,
You know
they
what I
take
mean?
a little bit longer, right, to get approved.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
they're a
it's-
little bit more hands-on.
The reason that they take longer is really just because you're bringing in a third factor, and that's the contractor.
and
Right.
you got to
You know.
almost vet them out a little bit too, right?
And you don't
Well, that's the thing.
You don't
Yeah,
give
yeah.
out $50,000 to the buyer and say, "Here, have at it." You keep it in an account, and every time they
Yep.
go to do something, the contractor has to submit the bills, and then they get paid, or something along those lines.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, essentially from the beginning, the way it works before the loan is even closed is the contractor has to give us detailed estimates of
Yeah.
all the work that's going to be done, labor, like down to material cost,
Right,
everything,
right.
so that we know exactly how much it's going to cost.
No surprises.
And so that you really know what the property is going to be valued at after
Yes.
that work
yeah,
is
think
done.
about it. You're loaning on it. You got to make sure that work's
it's a
been
risk.
done.
It's a risk,
Right.
but in most cases, like I've been using this example for like 3 years because it was the best one I ever saw up on Arlington Pond in,
Okay.
North Salem. There was this house. It looked like it had been empty for a decade. It was like
Yep.
falling
Yep.
down.
Yep.
And kid bought it for $150,000.
Yep.
Put like 80 grand into it.
Yep.
So $230.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
out on
Yeah.
the rental loan,
Yeah.
and it appraised for $340.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Boom, just
Home
like
run.
that, $100,000 in equity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times
Now,
those properties just sit.
Do you have to look at it a little bit more on why? What's this? Is there a seasoning on that, or you know what I mean? Do you critique that? Why is all of a sudden he's selling it for 200? We've seen even more
Yeah.
extreme examples.
Yeah.
We had one I think coming up where they bought the building for like $250. Now they're selling it for like
$790
Yeah, right.
something thousand dollars.
Well, with the rental loans, the whole idea on all of them is they are supposed to be an owner-occupied residence, and what that means is your intention is to live there for at least a year.
right.
Yeah.
So
You
know
it's
what I
not
mean?
like you're
So
rolling it over and taking
you
that
can't do them
$100,000
as
right.
like
just
like
as a
a flip. You
Yeah.
can't.
Right.
But in this case, the kid had the equity just based on the appraisal.
That's awesome.
So like down the road, if you want to sell it, great, you
Right.
made some money.
right.
There are some loans in the right situation. But
Yeah.
they do take a little bit more time, and you get the contractor involved, so that gets a little bit more complicated.
Right.
Because the contractors are great at doing the work, they're horrible at the paperwork.
Right.
You know what I
right,
mean? And that's
right.
okay. I mean,
Right.
a roofer's
Right,
good at roofing, not filling
right,
out paperwork.
right.
Right. How
That's not
are
their
most of your
forte.
buyers coming in these days? Are they Are they well equipped to borrow? Ask for X amount of dollars.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many buyers are like super qualified right now.
That's awesome.
And it's because the job market's so strong.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what I think is kind of cool, I've been seeing this over like the last year or so, is the older group of millennials, like they wanted everything for nothing. They wanted to have no money in the bank, buy a $500,000 house. That's what it was. But these younger guys that are like 22 to maybe like 27,
just the opposite,
28,
right?
the exact opposite.
Right.
They're like, I got 40 grand in the bank. I've
Wow.
been saving since I was 12.
That's because they've
You know
been
what I
living
mean?
with their parents.
No, like that's the older one. The older ones are still there.
there,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
But this younger group, they've got
they're
their shit
hustlers.
together.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
got their shit together.
That's
and, like,
awesome.
They're coming out of school ready to go. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's great to see.
I hope that my kids are listening to
Yeah.
you, Mike. 'Cause
No, I mean, I had a kid that came in yesterday. He's 26, and he's putting 80 grand down. He's been
No.
saving
Oh my
since he was like 15.
Wow.
my 26,
Yeah.
25-year-old is still calling that mommy.
Yeah.
Mommy?
Yeah, it's awesome to
Mommy.
see. But no, everyone's
How do you
super
save
qualified.
80 grand as a 26-year-old?
Well, we just
Because-
had one, a millennial that's had,
yes.
a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
money.
Well, with this
Yeah.
guy here, he's been
I
he's
guess it
been
does
living
that.
at home since he finished school, so probably about 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a good job,
Yeah.
making about 80 grand.
Tucking his money
Doesn't
away.
waste all his money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't
Yeah.
driving the new BMW.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's
he's doing,
awesome.
He's doing what he's supposed to. Is what we all did. And like,
Right.
you
Right.
drive a shitbox for years. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right,
And save
right.
up your money to buy
Right.
a house.
Yeah,
You know?
that's
So it's good to
great.
see.
Yeah,
Mike must have
it's great
saw
to
me
hear.
pull in today.
Yeah, and
Why? Are you driving a shitbox?
Well, no. It's just
That's not a
all right. All right.
shitbox.
it's just an old.
Move on.
It's just an old Lexus.
Yeah.
It's not old.
It's all right. Hey, if
How
it
old
works,
is
it
it?
works.
It works. It works.
How old
Yeah.
is it?
It's not
No,
old.
this one's not bad. I have another Lexus at my lot in Reading, my
Yeah.
building.
Oh, that's old.
Has about 400,000 miles.
Does it
on
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Those cars will go forever, though.
Oh,
It doesn't run.
Oh, it just sits there?
It looks good.
It's had 400,000 miles on it for 5 years.
No, she's exaggerating. The radio runs.
Right?
He has another
What else do you
car.
need?
It's a Ford.
Something turns on.
I got a lot of cars.
He got a lot of cars.
I got stray abandoned cars all over Reading.
Call Pauline.
I have this excursion. We'll talk about that one
All
at a
right.
later point.
All right,
here,
let's. What else can we get in?
No,
in
I'd like
our,
to see. I'm curious about the buyers nowadays and just see how well equipped they are. Any credit issues you're seeing? Let me ask you this: how about this, where people, someone's foreclosed on, or short sales? We seem to be out of that.
Yep.
So, did they need X amount of years to get back into the market? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
Are we
for the
almost
most
there
part,
for a lot of them?
It's a minimum of 2 years, and then you
Oh.
can go with an FHA loan.
Oh, okay.
Depending on.
So they've
Is
changed
that a short sale or if you have foreclosed
yeah,
property?
both 2
Oh,
years.
2 years.
You know,
Okay.
with
Oh,
FHA.
that's good.
It's not bad.
That's
no,
not
it's
bad.
really not.
What if you
and
can't go FHA? What if you?
Conventional, it's going to be longer. It's
Like
either
3 years?
4 and 5 in
Right,
some
Oh my
cases.
goodness!
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's longer for those types of loans.
Now, is all this turning around because people are, more secure in their finances, or that they've loosened the restrictions
Guidelines,
again?
probably both. And housing.
And the housing
And the
market.
housing-
the
has-
housing market's
yeah.
strong, which means
Right.
that every purchase is less risk.
Right.
Right.
Right. And the
Right.
good thing is this time, and I'm sure you guys can test this too, the values climbed like slowly.
Yeah,
Right.
It took
They
us
were-
10
yeah.
years to get back where
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were.
Right.
We did,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't overnight. So, even if there's some market correction, it's not going to be like a big
Right,
crash.
right.
So
You know?
you don't see it going that way again.
I really
Not
don't.
yet.
I really don't. But I mean, you never know. I mean,
Right.
last time we didn't think it was going that way either, and then it happened
it's-
Kidding
overnight.
me?
Seems like
we
there
we
are-
held our breath.
You know?
and-
I know. There seems to be more checks and balances at this point.
And even though you asked about guidelines loosening up, they loosened up, but what's happening, right, is as they loosen up, if Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the government sees that things are a little bit questionable, they tighten them back
They
up
tighten
them up,
right away again.
So
it
there's a
can be
little bit of checks and
month to month.
balances. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it seems like it's getting a little too flexible,
They should have called
They'll-
us when it was
they'll-
going.
they'll
We,
back
we,
'em
we
down.
saw it at the start of it.
We used to show up at closings. They were like, no income verification.
Oh, that was crazy.
No asset verification.
That was crazy.
We did a closing for these two people that were 85 years old, and I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
feel right about this.
You
Like,
didn't give 85-year-old people 30-year loans.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, and I
If
like.
you don't, it's age discrimination.
You know what? Well, they still have to. You know what I mean?
They still
Because-
have to, but like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
it was just so crazy.
We had some loans 103% financing.
Oh, yeah.
So in
Oh,
other
my
words,
God.
everything was paid for,
Yep.
and the closing
Oh,
costs.
so like it was a negative AM.
Oh, the neg AMs were the worst.
1 month adjustable.
Yeah.
I call the loan officer. I'm doing the closing
Oh,
in
yeah.
New Hampshire. I call
Oh,
the
yeah.
loan officer. I go, I get this,
Yeah.
but how am I going to explain
do you
this to
sell
your
it? It's
borrower?
just not right.
I didn't have to sell it, but I'd like to explain the note, like what
Right.
you're signing. And he goes, I have no idea.
Well, the problem
was like, oh.
the problem was back then in 2004, 5, 6, 7, even 8, is that anyone could be a loan officer.
Right.
Anyone. Right. So that you had these
Most
guys.
of the loan officers were from 99 Restaurant. They were bartenders a week
bartenders.
before.
No kidding.
Doesn't make them a bad person.
No, and then they went right back to that after the crash.
exactly.
Because one, you need to be licensed as a loan officer.
That's
Right.
good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a good
that's a
start.
It's a
start.
great thing, and that's been that way since 99.
Yeah.
09.
09.
You need to have a net worth. You need to have your credit needs to be good.
Well, you have your own
no
license
bankruptcies,
number, right?
foreclosures. Yeah,
Which you work hard to get. You don't want to lose
yeah,
it.
and it eliminates all those people, which is a good thing. 'Cause you had people that didn't know anything about what they were even selling to people.
But then we had buyers that came through our office, right, in those programs and had no idea, like, if their payoff, why is my payoff so much higher than what I originally borrowed?
right.
And would
took it
have
out
to
for
go
300
back
and the
to
payoff's 375.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right,
So
right.
it was a tough time
Yeah.
for those people that were.
Our friend Lenny Clark, we didn't have him tell the story last
Right.
week, but they gave him like 103% finance. And then they said, you need furniture for the house? They gave him another $40,000 for
Buy
that.
furniture,
So he was
yeah.
up to about 110% financing.
Right.
And yeah. Hence,
So
Then the market crashed. The upside down
market crashed.
200.
Yeah,
do you have
exactly.
any borrowers that come to you and don't disclose that they had a foreclosure? Like we've had some closings like
Right.
come to the very end, and the loan officer says, "Oh, we got to wait till June because
Yeah,
they
I
had a
mean-
short sale."
For the most part, if you know what you're looking at on credit,
You
all
should-
that stuff comes up.
Okay.
Once in a
our audience is getting
They
crazy.
get
it's getting rowdy out
They're
there.
gonna start
Sit
throwing
down and
shit.
stop raising your hand. We'll get everyone's questions at the very end. Please.
Yeah, once in a while that stuff might happen if something doesn't show on
But you
credit.
can track everything now.
But for the most part,
You-
I mean,
you-
the underwriters, I don't know what databases they're running.
They can find
but
out
they
if you
know
own
everything.
property in,
That's
in
what it is.
Arkansas.
Yep.
Right?
Like they run through these
We
these
get those every once in a
databases.
while. Can you verify so-and-so
Yeah.
doesn't have any mortgages on this Arkansas property?
Yep.
And we say, how do they track this stuff
Happens
down?
all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So usually throughout the process, which, it gets the underwrite pretty quickly.
Right.
Everything gets discovered pretty early.
Okay.
It never really should be.
Where
that
are
it's-
your
it's at the
underwriters?
end.
Do you have them here in Salem?
Well, no, since we're brokering
Oh, that's
out,
right.
We're
So
brokering
wherever,
out.
wherever,
it
yeah.
depends on the
Yeah,
lenders
that's
that
right.
we're working
Yep,
with,
yep,
but the cool
yep.
thing
Don't,
with us.
Don't roll your eyes.
No, you're screaming. You just blew out my eardrum. Did you
Sounds
hear that,
fine to
Tony?
me.
Yeah, is that all right?
Everyone else says it's fine.
The cool
Everyone
thing with
says
us,
it's
though, is
fine.
we have processors in our office, similar to you in the
Yeah.
office, right? And they work directly with the same
Do
underwriters
they
at
take
each
12
lender.
weeks off a year themselves?
They do
Do
not.
you ever read our employee handbook? Mike, you'd be horrified.
Mike, this is what I do now after 30 years of
They're just,
employment.
they're
Yeah.
just sitting in a room and he opens the door and goes, hey, any of you guys want to give this guy money? Yeah, Billy? Okay, Billy. All right, thanks.
Give them the money.
I tell them when I'm going to be in.
yeah,
to
she no
work
longer
instead
tells us
of-
what week she's
That's
taking
how
off.
you can tell how good you are.
Yeah, see?
exactly.
When you can
exactly.
dictate the
And if he
terms
wants
of
to
your
put
own
up with it,
employment,
that's his problem. I've
Right.
asked him to fire
Right.
me several
He can
times,
show
and he
you
won't do
right,
it.
right.
Have you guys been together 30 years, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd never know how well we get along together.
Yeah, we get
Right,
along
that's
very
awesome.
well.
Now we do have one, but I'm not sure if we have enough time. We do have
Yep.
a tip
What do you got?
for a buyer how it could save them thousands of dollars from losing. But I think we're running out of time, so you might have to go.
Oh.
You might have to go on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Is this your cliffhanger?
this is great.
This is a cliffhanger.
yeah, social
thousands
media.
of dollars,
Thou-
and Mike's going to
Right.
be able to verify. You're going to be able to verify.
All right.
it.
Okay.
What about
And
me?
Kathy Holt,
Yes.
and you just hold
Okay.
on. Yeah, so we're
You're going to have to tell me what it is.
We're going to have to talk about.
I'm
but,
intrigued.
but you have to subscribe
To us on
Yeah.
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah. And then we'll
So,
tell you what the answer
We'll
is.
tell you what the answer. But
All you have
it's
to
a
do
way
is
for
push a button, and we've saved you thousands
thousands of dollars.
Right.
And it's not just a first-time home buyer. We run into this problem all the time. First-time home buyers and any type of buyers of real estate. And Mike will be able to help us out on that. But Mike, this is how we can judge whether you had a good time or not.
Yes.
Do you want to give your phone number out to your company?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
1-800-555.
No, you need anything, you call me, 978-857-3111 at Mike Comerford on Instagram.
I think that's it.
Mike at PML Home Loans.
Yeah.
Catch me anywhere.
Nice.
Google us, you'll find us.
And show your pants before we leave.
Right? These are some serious pants.
Those, and the socks.
And socks.
You get another cowbell.
I don't mess around.
All right, Mike, thanks for joining us from
Thank
you for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see everyone else back.
That's
Tony
right.
V.
Nice
We're going to have to talk about your
Thank you,
movie,
guys.
DOA. And Kathy Holtshouser will talk about The Paralegal Extraordinaire next week. Thanks for joining us. And if you want to go on YouTube, thousands of dollars could be
Subscribe
saved.
to
Thousands.
us.
Or just go to bigbarrelofmoney.com.
Yes, and Premier Mortgage Lending.
There you
on
go.
YouTube.
I like that. He must like the show. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.